Thank you. Welcome everybody to ACDT number 60. We seem to have a very light schedule for today, but let's jump straight into it. So physical related topics. Last week we had Sepolia BPO2 and Hoodie physical activation, fork activation. Most things went smoothly except Prysm seemed to have found a bug. I will get Manu to talk about that in a little bit. And for the rest of this week, we are expecting BPO1 to go live on Hoodie, and hopefully that will be a smooth transition as well. Manu, would you like to take the floor?
Yeah, so let me pass the HackMD. So yeah, briefly, I just read the TLDR. So we noticed two things with Prysm. The first one is starting at Hoodie, Fusaka and Hoodie. We noticed a few attester nodes on the network which are struggling. By struggling, I'm talking about producing attestation where target.epoch minus source.epoch is higher strictly than 2. This node may be Prysm or maybe not. I don't know yet. And yes, and so when this is the first issue, and when we have some nodes throwing like that, in some cases, Prysm, when receiving attestation from these nodes, may in some case reject attestation and then downscores the peer who broadcasted who gossip the attestation and eventually disconnect the peer. And at the end, yes, we see that we mainly lose a lot of lighthouse peers and we gain a lot of Prysm peers. Yeah, so this is the TLDR. If you want to read in more details, there is a HackMD which is linked in the chat. And we are working on a fix, hopefully today or early this week.
Okay, great. So we were hoping to get all the client releases out by end of today. So I assume that might not be possible for Prysm anymore.
No, not for today, for sure. For sure, even if we fix the bug today, I mean, we will need some days, a few days for soaking before releasing. So definitely not today.
Right. Okay. What about any other client teams? Anyone found any Fusaka related bugs in the recent days or during Hoodie? Okay. And regarding any other, yeah, Enrico? Enrico, you raise your hand.
Sorry, I was in mute. I joined late, so I don't know if it's been mentioned already, but by the end of last week, we discovered some bad blob sidecars KZG proofs flow with wrong KZG proof floating around in the network, and we did an analysis that has been like that in many testnets before. So we noticed that because we had a debug log that was printing that some of the blob sidecar we received have been rejected, and then we dig into that, and we found out that the proofs were wrong. So according to my latest update, it was a Lodestar primarily sending this over the network, and apparently they working on a fix. And we started the Mainnet release, and we should go out with it in upcoming hours.
So was it just a partial number of blobs, or all blob transactions were incorrect?
The blob sidecars were wrong, so it was they were including wrong KZG proofs, essentially, not passing KZG validation over the gossip rule validation.
Did we not catch this earlier when the block became invalid?
That's a good question. We probably changed something on the logging side that make this more evident. The frequency of on Hoodie happening was probably higher, but we checked that it was also happening on Sepolia, probably on Olski too. So yeah, don't know why.
What about on Fusaka DevNet 3?
I haven't checked there.
Because that would be a platform where we could do end-to-end test basically and validate that if person has a fix for it, then we would be able to validate it.
Yeah, I don't know how to actually catch this. Maybe having a metric that tracks how many rejection happens on every subnets, which can tells you even in test nets, dev nets, that there is something wrong sent over the network. But otherwise, everything is normally recorded as a debug log, so it's kind of hidden. So if the good thing has been distributed on the network anyway, you don't see that there was something wrong sent over anyway. So, yeah, maybe some kind of metric could help in the future.
Yeah, Manu?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I also saw a lot of Lodestar peers passing 0.x0000 KZG self proof. And yes, I said this already on the Discord, but for example, for Prysm, if Prysm does get blobs v2 from the EL, and if for some reason the EL gives bad proofs, then in this case, Prysm won't verify the proof because we trust the execution layer, and then this proof will be in data column sidecars, and then Prysm will send data column sidecars with bad proof and will be and those messages will be rejected by other peers, and at the end, the peers will reject will down score and eventually disconnect the Prysm peer who did the gets blocked v2 because of potentially bad proof from the EL.
Yeah, and also Teku and probably most other clients will do that. So if the source of this problem was the EL, maybe a test on the engine API on every EL client could have triggered this, detected this.
Yeah, Nico?
Yeah, so I think Matt is not here, so I can give a quick update what we found so far. So there is not really an evidence that it's from the EL yet. We had a bug that we are fixing where basically we would call get blobc2 or reconstruct cells, and then we import the block, and then what we do internally, we clean up the block input, which basically tracks the columns and the block, and then when we would receive another column for the block over gossip, we would restart the whole process because we internally the code was already pruned. So we would call get blobc2 again for that data, even though the block is already fully there and imported. And we think the zero proofs might be some internal buffer that gets overwritten due to that while we are still flushing the data to gossip. And maybe regarding the why we didn't see this on the DevNet, so there was a pretty major refactoring we did about a month ago. So this code wasn't really running for that long on the DevNet also.
Yeah, Manu?
Sorry, I just forget to lower my hand.
Have you noticed any of these zero proofs floating around that were not published by Lodestar?
Yeah, mainly by Lodestar, yes. But not only, but mainly.
Ooh, what does that mean?
I mean,
Have you, which other client have you detected?
yeah, I saw at least once Prysm, exactly once Prysm. I saw exactly once Prysm, and that's why, because of that, I assume a bad EL proof coming from the EL may be the cause. But it's very majority of time it's Lodestar, and sometimes it's not Lodestar. Sometimes it is other clients, including Prysm. But yes, let's say between 0 and 1% of the time, it's not Lodestar.
Okay. Do we feel like this is a critical problem going forward?
I don't think so, because in this case, just the sidecar is just rejected, and that's all. And so the faulty peer maybe don't score, is don't score and maybe disconnected, but the sidecars, the faulty sidecars are not gossiped over the network past the first peer.
Right. Do we have any other Fusaka related topics? In case not, then maybe we can move on to the gas limit testing. Anyone from Nethermind or the gas limit testing team, Ari, could you give us an update how everything is going?
I can give an update to that. So for now, we are focusing on stabilizing the entire environment. That's why last week we decided to switch to 100 megagas blocks only. And this is better right now. Results are much more stable, and the feedback loop is faster. That's a good thing. Other than that, working on adding newest version of EST compute scenarios, but having some issues with generated Genesis files, working with Luis on that. And in the meantime, we are working together with Marius on some repricing branches and repricing machine, where we'll be only testing and grasping the inputs for potential repricings for Amsterdam. And from stateful scenarios point of view, here I need to refresh the machine, which is testing Xen and other stateful tests on top of LoadNet, because there was some issue out there and it is down for now, but I need to revive it. And in the meantime, everything is progressing, I would say, in proper direction. We need to improve our metrics collection to have a better input for repricings moving forward.
Also to note that clients starting this week will be releasing with 60 million as the default. So as and when the network starts updating, we should see the gas limit go up, or at least starts being voted up.
I see already some blocks on 35 plus million. So
We may have an issue because I think the gas limit was voted up last time rather than using the defaults, so it may be more resistant to going up if everybody's manually set their value. So we might need to reach out to the community.
and worst which will happen probably will be that we will all update at once on hard
Yeah.
fork, right?
Also, the good thing is there's a hard fork. So worst case, we'll hit the gas limit update then.
Yeah, but if they've used flags to set it to 45, then it'll stay at 45.
I think most users will be using the default flags.
Yeah, but it is worth reaching out. We can do a round of that once the releases are out.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else for gas limit testing? If not, then let's get into grams theorem testing. Stefan, would you have an update for us?
So the DevNet is pretty ready. Nethermind and Rest have signaled that they were ready with the last changes from the call on Abal, but Geth and Beso, I think they haven't signaled yet, and I think we might have also a testing update. Do you have a testing update regarding the latest tests?
Yeah, I've posted it in the chat.
Okay, that sounds pretty promising. I think as soon as that's ready, we can start with the DevNet.
Sorry, but what do you mean by signaling in this context? I mean, like when you said the clients have signaled that they're ready or not.
In the blog access list chat, I tagged all the client teams and asked to give like a thumbs up when they're ready.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I'll do that. I think Geth should be ready. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be nice if when you're ready, also when Beso is ready, and then I will start the DevNet. I think that's it from my side.
Yeah, Mark?
Oh, yeah, I just had a quick question about these test results. So it's from, are those test fixtures up to date? So I know we agreed to make some kind of change just before the DevNet, and I'm not sure if that's included or not in those tests.
Rahul, I saw you left and came back. Did you catch that question?
No, I just lost it. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I was just asking if those tests 1.3.0, is that up to date? Because yeah, the Coinbase change, is that included?
No, I think, yeah, there is a new release coming up.
Okay.
That will be likely today or tomorrow. That includes close to, I think, 25 tests. Yeah, so that should cover everything.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, and the updates to the Coinbase are also there too. So it does update some of the older tests according to the breakout session conversations.
Are those 100% passing on that new test suite or on old one?
The results are from the previous test. This does not include the Coinbase test. So we'll we'll update the results today once we have a new release.
Okay, great. Is there anything else regarding local access list testing?
I think that sums it up.
Okay. Anyone would have any updates regarding APBS?
Hey, so I don't have that many updates, but Justin did ping me before the meeting that he won't be able to join. Basically, the only updates is that there are two new releases on the consensus specs. One is 1.6.0 and the other is 1.6.0 beta number 2. So that's basically it. Just please give it a look. I see that there's a comprehensive README, at least in the 1.6.0 beta 2. So yes, I think that should give you more context. But yeah, more than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I also haven't heard any update from client teams signaling that they would be ready for DevNet Zero. So I don't think we can do APBS DevNet Zero before DevConnect, but maybe fall DevNet Zero could actually happen sometime this week, and then we would have something running throughout DevConnect. And then we should target for APBS DevNet late November, early December. Any other questions or updates regarding Amsterdam? Maybe then we can talk about the mainnet client releases. We heard from Prysm already that they would not be ready for today, but I would like to hear from every single client team if they could make it.
So for Nethermind, we are working on release right now, but we are facing some unexpected regression around sync. So worst case scenario will release today, minimized version, and we'll have hotfix probably in the coming days.
For Aragon, we've released 3.2.2 today, which has Fusaka on mainnet.
Can you guys also confirm everybody set the gas limit to 60 million by default?
Yeah. It was set in the previous patch release. So yeah, it's set.
Okay, great. And any CL teams? If we're reading the chat, I see that Evgeny is working on a release and Taku is in progress and Lodestar is working on a release as well. So I think it looks like we're not going to have a complete list of releases by the end of today. We should really try to do a deadline by, I would say, Wednesday this week. And if we cannot meet that deadline, then we might actually need to consider rescheduling mainnet fork, just in case to have that for today in between releases. But yeah, I really don't want to have that Yeah, is the 5th of November as a final deadline would make sense, and then I think we could have the blog post out by Thursday, maybe by ACD. I haven't talked with Alex when we wanted to put out the blog post, but I think this week would be very, very good.
Point is that we don't want to release if for by any chance there is still a condition in which we could postpone. So it could be tricky then to recall the release. Well, we could, but there might be a noise.
Yeah, I think if we can have all the clients released by the 5th, we really shouldn't have a problem still forking mainnet on the 3rd of December. I'm just a bit worried that if we do slide it for like next week, we're gonna be further delays due to DevConnect, and that could actually lead to potentially causing some issues down the line, because we did want to leave at least 1 month between releases and mainnet. I think the main question here is if Prysm would be if Prysm thinks that they would be ready by Wednesday.
Yeah, so in the best case, yes, we find we fix the bug today, which is the 3rd. We need a few days for soaking. So yes, 5th will be the really best case in my opinion for a release date. It's more reasonable to expect a release this week, but maybe not on Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah. So Camille, yes. So in the best case, release candidate on 5th. If we fix a bug today, we can have a release candidate of 5th. Yes, but maybe not a release on this day. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Lighthouse can also comment. Not sure if anyone from Lighthouse is here. Can't actually find anyone on the call from Lighthouse. Yeah, Matthew.
So we identified a bug as well that didn't show up until we got to the larger network. We've figured out what the issue is, and we're in the process of also soaking a fix and talking about it actively. So we should be able to get the release out, but that is also kind of by the 5th is our goal. But just wanted to put it out in the world that it's a best case scenario.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we should stick to the original timeline of the 3rd of December. Let's push out the releases, and we need to reevaluate by all core devs on Thursday. If we really don't have all the major releases by all core devs, then we might need to discuss an alternative deadline for mainnet. But I think we should stick to the original schedule for now because yeah, the 30-day is it's almost there with having released it out by the 5th. But if by Thursday all coordinates we cannot have the releases, then I think an alternative proposal will have to come up. Does that sound reasonable for everyone? Okay, great. And I just got a confirmation from Alex that we're gonna be targeting the blog post also by Thursday. So yeah, just please keep working on your releases. Okay. There's one more topic that Mario wanted to bring up: the testing complexity assessment checklist. Could you please bring it up, Mario, if you're here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's very quick. So we are gathering information on the proposed for inclusion EIPs for Amsterdam, and we've seen that there's a ton of them. And so we have a tracker for this. I just shared the link. We're gonna use a checklist basically to follow the to try to determine how the testing complexity for a given EIP is like either high or low. This is only for the execution layer at the moment. But in any case, if you want to jump in and chime in into this issue, please do so in regards of any EIPs that you think we should prioritize because you see more impact of this EVM EIP. Just please go into the issue and comment on there, and we'll try to prioritize to assess the complexity of the testing of this EVM EIP so we can move it forward and maybe even start with the specification implementation and also the testing implementation. But yeah, that's basically it.
This is great, Mario. Thank you. Would you be open to also include the CL EIPs in here? I know that they would be targeting different kind of tests, but we only have a very few, I think maybe 3 CL specific EIPs in Amsterdam.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have comments on the CL EIPs that you think we should prioritize, just feel free to leave them here. We'll try to redirect this to the proper people for them to start implementing or assessing the complexity of an EIP. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you expect that each team goes through all EIPs and assign someone to it, or?
So yeah, that's it. That's the question, right? So there's too many EIPs in my opinion. So what I'm asking here is that if we can like get a sentiment, from the rest of the core devs for Amsterdam EIPs, just to see which ones we should prioritize on assessing, based on their feeling on which one will have the better impact in the EVM. I think that's why we should like lead with those EIPs. Yeah.
I feel like the problem is that we have 10 EIPs that are just focused on pricing related concerns.
Matt, can you clarify how is this a problem in this regard specifically?
I mean, we want someone to like deeply look at all these EIPs, and we also want to try and find the things that are impactful. But if we're just going, if we're going to do the pricing, which is seeming like highest priority, I don't even know if we have the bandwidth to also be doing that many impactful things to the EVM on top of that are not related to pricing.
Right, but that seems more like a general fork scoping kind of argument and discussion, whereas for like specifically the testing impact assessment, I mean, yeah, I would focus on basically figuring out what are the first batch of like most important, highest impact ones that we should try to get a feeling for first. And that probably includes some repricing, maybe includes some non-repricing ones.
It just feels like a lot to me. I feel like we should have some clear prioritization of the EIPs before we just analyze all of them. But if people feel like we have the bandwidth to do it, then we can do it.
No, I completely agree with you, Lagland. Yeah, that's what I feel like we're overwhelmed at the moment with the amount of EIPs that we have to analyze. So what I wanted to get from the rest of the core devs is if there's like a clear sign of which ones we should prioritize. Yeah, I completely agree. This is too much.
Nevermind team went through, I think, all the EIPs. Maybe there were some newly added. But we went through all of this we find, and we can share some of our views. I think it's not yet in, like, published form, but we can at least, if you want, give you like in like further, more or less.
It's been pretty hard to hear
That's
you, Lucas.
Okay.
Maybe you can give just leave some text in the chat because your audio was cutting out.
Unfortunately, I'm driving.
Okay.
Yeah, he was just saying the team's gone through all of the different EIPs and we're in the process of writing something up that we can share soon.
Yeah, I think it would be good if some bigger teams would be able to like give the other teams a heads up of like which are the EIPs that they would consider kicking out right away and deprioritize as fast as possible so that other teams wouldn't need to basically choose through those EIPs. And I think that would be very, very good. Could we have the Nethermind list open or like publicly available for everyone? And then maybe we can already start kicking the IPs out on this week's Awkward Devs call.
Yeah, we can post it somewhere soon.
That would be good. Thank you. Anyone else has any other topic that they would like to discuss?
I think just last thing on this, for the testing team, I think the highest priority is the repricing EAPs. So if you're still waiting for more signal, I think that's the clearest signal to me, is that we need to look at these and figure out what makes sense, where the complexities are going to be, what the interplay between them is going to be. And then when clients start releasing their preferences, we can start looking at the non-repricing related stuff.
Yep. Frederick?
Yeah, this is unrelated to that, but yeah, as we're moving towards the mainnet hard fork, we also have the mainnet upgrade and incident response team plan, which Alex has been working on. You can find it here. Basically, it will be the same as we did for. The idea of this is that we do it the same way as we did with Pectra, where each of the client teams and shared roles teams have basically coordinators assigned to as points of contacts. So it's probably a good idea for client teams to at least start thinking about who should be the primary coordinator, who should be the backup coordinator, etc. And yeah, it's something that we're gonna have to be doing in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Could you guys please make a PR to this Markdown file if you feel like you could be your client team's primary or backup coordinator, and you can start merging in those PRs. Or yeah, possibly just reach out to Alex. I'm not sure if there's an open PR about this already in the upstream.
I don't think there is. I don't
Okay.
think he's opened a PR yet.
Yeah,
know
because
if
I
so.
just saw that this was his fork.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should merge this into the upstream repo as soon as possible, and then client teams can make a PR to that. Thanks for bringing it up. Okay, is there anything else? In case not, good luck with all the releases, and well, hopefully everyone will be ready by Wednesday, Thursday this week. And see you all on Thursday.
See you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.